Ports and inland waterways all over the world use pilots to guide foreign or unfamiliar domestic ships every day. The Great Lakes are no different. Ocean-going ships or salties require a pilot to accompany them through the Welland Canal and St. Lawrence Seaway, as well as each of the Great Lakes. In this video, filmed by Ontario Ship Chasers back in August of 2022, we see the Port Colborne Pilot boat rendezvousing with the upbound Federal Frontier in order for the Lake Erie pilot to get on and the Welland Canal pilot to get off. In order to save time, this is done while the ship is in motion. For a downbound ship, this operation would begin out in Lake Erie. Now that the exchange has been made, the pilot boat returns to the harbor with the Welland Canal pilot on board. Back in August, we received an offer to video the operation from on board the pilot boat J.W. Cooper. On a cold, windy day in November, we were finally able to take them up on the offer. So we're talking to Paul, who's one of the captains of the Port Colborne Pilot boat here, and he's telling us about the power plant here.
So we've got twin John Deere 350 horse engines, and we burn about 31 liters an hour, and we can go generally about 9 knots or so, and then when we get alongside the ship we'll only be doing 5 or 6 knots.
And you said this used to be a single engine.
This was a single engine at one time. It was a Caterpillar, 375 horsepower, so now we're pushing 700 horse.
Right, and you said this pilot boat was built in...
Keel was laid in 1980.
1980.
Yeah, and it was going to be a fish tug, and then it was converted into a pilot boat.
Right, and that was when they got the contract for Port Colborne.
That's right, yeah, back in the 80s. Yeah, so it's had a lot of miles on it, put it that way. But it's a very seaworthy boat for Lake Erie. I've been out in 45 knot winds. We get 15 plus waves out there in those conditions. That's not normal. Generally, when we start seeing 30, 35 knots, that's when we start deciding if we're going to go windbound. Most of the ships can't come in once they hit about 25 knots.
Right. And they just have to anchor and wait till the weather's
That's
better.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and it's 2 pilots divide up the Welland Canal, right? The one we're going to put on board he'll take it or she will take it all the way to Lock 7 and then...
That's correct. Yeah, so we'll go out, we'll put a canal pilot on, and then we'll be taking a lake pilot off.
Now, do the lake pilots, like a Lake Erie pilot, would they basically be good for every port on Lake Erie, or
no?
Do each port have a pilot?
If the ship is going to an American port or coming out of American port, it'll have an American lake pilot on it.
Okay.
This one has a Canadian lake pilot, and then that same pilot is also certified to go through the Welland Canal. But the way they divide up the jobs, you got a job coming down Lake Erie, and
right.
then the next job is from Port Colborne to Lock 7.
Right.
And then Lock 7, another pilot will get on, and Lock 7 down to Port Welland.
So it's conceivable that when we're at the hotel later, we're going to be seeing the pilot that we put on get off there.
Get off, that's right.
And it's funny, all of the ships that we've watched at Lock 7, we had no idea that the Salties were having a pilot put on and off. So that's kind of interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I was wondered why there was so much parking there, but now I know.
Yeah. So that's, and then down at the other end, once they get down to Lake Ontario, they'll take the canal pilot off and put a lake pilot on. Depends, again, if they're going to an American port or if they're going to a Canadian port.
So if a ship's only going to be in port for a day or so, would the pilot just stay with the ship, or
no? No, they even if they come down and they're going to go to anchor for an hour or 2 hours, we'll take that pilot off and then go back out second trip and put the other pilot on.
Do most of the pilots catch another ship back, or do they use some sort of commercial transport to get back home again?
Well, the American pilots, they have a house right over here on King Street.
Oh, okay.
And they own it, and some of them will come in and go to the house. They have a 12-hour rest.
Right.
And then if there's another upbound ship, they'll catch that ship 12 hours later and go back down the western end of Lake Erie.
Oh, very cool. Very interesting. So, and if they can't get one, then they would take some other transport back.
Yeah, they'd have to take a car back, and they have shuttle cars over here.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
And here's our pilot. Yeah. Seaway Welland Port Colborne Pilot.
What's up, Frank?
Good afternoon. We're outbound with a canal pilot on board for the Zelda Ligonier.
Sure, have the pilot give us a call once we board it. We can catch a heavy jacket outside. Just LA1 below Rocky.
Roger that.
Hey, you guys, where are you guys from?
London.
London, okay.
He's 10 miles away yet.
That's what I said. No rush.
Yeah.
Small boat. Pretty much down?
Yeah, they came down pretty quick, didn't it?
Today, they just started this morning.
Yeah, I know. Saw a couple of your pictures earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
There's that part. Look at these guys working out on the end.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Guys are working
No
on the
fair.
end.
I know, eh? Forget it.
Our washroom down in Florida, you probably saw it. There's that picture, all those guys sitting on the beam over
Yeah.
New York City or something. They're eating their lunch there, and again, just going at like it's, I guess, you know, the beam's probably this wide. You walk that wide all the time on the ground. It's just to get it in your head that it's, you can view that way up there.
A little bit of a breeze.
And a little bit of wind, yeah.
A little bit of a stumble.
How'd your eye appointment go yesterday?
Good.
Yeah?
Told her to get, she had to get the good looking one. See the good looking one? Mine?
They both are.
Who's the other one? See the opposite side? Or she looked pretty good looking. The loud one here?
Yeah,
That's the one you like? Not
that's Dr. Bacchus. Haley Bacchus, yeah.
What's your first name? Haley?
Haley.
Haley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leanne didn't say anything about that when I said that.
So I didn't tell you what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
That is.
They look at anybody that if they ever did get out of the contract, first person they're gonna ask if they want a job with us.
That's what I think.
Want some of the experience of what's going on, those pilots, all that stuff.
There's nobody else. So
No, Ocean Group did put it on the bidding lines.
they won't.
It'll be rough out there. Hope you don't get seasick.
That's what I said. It's gonna keep getting worse too.
Yeah, it was. It's west now, 22.
Yeah.
And an hour ago it was west, northwest, 19. So it is picking up.
You might
It's supposed to go around the southwest 30 by
might as well
tomorrow.
stay in here for a bit.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, well,
Hey, could have got my coffee.
wait till you
I
get.
like-
told you that.
There's someone in front of me, and they got the list open and went through all the stuff they ordered.
Well, you want to go over to the lighthouse, get a coffee? Yeah.
Hey, I was at Canshaw today, and the key to make, they're making everything now. They're making battery-operated coffee maker. Keep the battery in, we got a big coffee on here.
Wow.
Funny, she gets that way, it's not good in the truck.
Well, we could put an inverter on it too. Same thing. Who's gonna keep it clean? Tried that at the college. Never worked.
Yeah, they're all pretty big down there.
So that wasn't you in the excursion this morning? It looked identical to yours. You went past us on steel.
I was at home.
And it had a tandem tilt trailer, and I said, "Oh, there goes great." Well, then we were right behind, and I could see it counting down 2, 3, 1. I said, "He's not going to stop," and he just kept going right through.
Honestly, I was at home.
They got a lot, but it looked identical to yours.
Never see excursions around here.
So my father was lighthouse keeper here from 1943 to 1980.
Very
Started
cool.
off as a radio operator and then became the head lighthouse keeper in 1946, the year that my parents got married, and they both lived out here for 5 years.
Wow.
And there used to be a dwelling on the end, but they tore that down in 1989, 1990, and no more lighthouse keepers. This is the foghorn, and this wall here, it was built in 1924 in Port Maitland and floated down, and then they sank it in place.
Oh.
And so 1924, 1926, I think it was finished. And then
Go ahead.
they moved all of the
Pardon, just for
fog
clarification, how long do you expect the stop
signal
there work for?
equipment from the interstation out to here. But this also gave
Let's
protection
see
for
what
the
well in
harbor.
the Spartan. We'll probably be sitting there until about Sunday looking at the weather.
Boy, actually, be nasty.
So about the tunnels here, Paul.
Thank you.
So there is tunnels.
See what well in while I have you.
Wow.
We're just approaching
You can see the
Remy's
round
bank
hoops
here.
there.
Would it be possible
Right,
to
yeah.
close
They
the
used to
weir
be
until
open,
we're
and then
secure
there
at
was a
work flow?
grating, steel grating there, so you...
Roger, we're still...
But in 1990 they filled those in. But when I was a kid, we used to walk through there.
Excellent, thank
And
you.
so they could get out to the foghorn if they needed to.
Without getting blown away
Yeah.
by the waves and everything.
Yeah. So when you get a gale, the waves are coming right over the top.
Well, you know it's rough out there today because the spray's coming over the top and the water level's low. We got a lot of breakwall out there. And it's not really rough yet.
Yeah.
So these were basically built the same way as the Mulberry Harbors during the Second World War.
So now they've taken all the equipment out of both stations. There's nothing left, no generators. everything is just solar powered. The main light is still up in the inner light, and the light is still out in the foghorn here. It's a red light, but they have a solar powered LED light on the railing. And then over here they did the east wall about the same time, and that used to be all open water, but they filled that in over the years.
We were kids, they used to bring Canadian furnaces over there. They'd
Oh, yeah?
flag out here every night and dump it. The whole sky would be all orange.
Wow.
We'd have picnics and barbecues out here.
Okay, I think we're gonna make our move.
You could like, yeah, well, apparently he thought we were Greenside. He said, oh, I know you've been doing all the bylaw stuff, so I don't know if he kind of works for the city and does bylaws, or if he, I said, no, I said, that's what we used to do, some of the bylaws. I said, that's Greenside. That's over, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but he lives over by the Avondale on the east side of it. It's like next door, maybe, or something. I don't know. Get it? Okay. No. I mean, that's one advantage if you have a credit card.
See what Emily's missing?
I guess they clean up and make your stuff for me. But whatever.
Southwest off of West Wing, West Wing.
Take the cars, I can. Take the car.
Once we go southwest further down the lake.
I mean, I get it. It's got it's an estate sale or something. You had to get the stuff out. So it's not forever here. That's fine. That's not after midnight. It's fine.
Roger, starboard side.
No, it's actually yeah.
Starboard side.
Yeah, I'll make sure. I'll call him to make sure he locks it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Hello there, Scott.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she's a little rolly, just so you know, so we're just, she'll be a little rough coming in for you.
That's okay.
I don't know how you can be a boat person.
I think that's snow to the
Oh,
south
yeah,
of us.
I would say, see, Buffalo's gonna get hammered.
Yeah.
These aren't that bad.
No, it's not
Right.
Just choppy.
It's gonna keep building, unfortunately. Won't be bad with this ladder, she's loaded. It's gonna be that tug.
Well, I'm wondering if they're gonna duck behind Ron Point.
I'm wondering the same thing.
He's asking me, make it up inside. Said,
Only with the tug assist.
great, thanks. I said, the captain's asking me if we can make up his toe once inside. Do you know who the canal pilot is yet? It's really up to him. I'll still be looking at different ways outside when we arrive. Great, thanks. If we miss this window, it looks like we're
Screwed till,
something like that.
yeah.
That wasn't the word he used, but
I know,
for a few days.
Yeah. He won't make up outside, I'll tell him that right now.
No.
I spent enough 20 years doing it.
I would say that.
You won't tow in, short tow, in this, and the wind will pump with this sea. I don't know how many times I towed in it for years, but you won't do it. It's too rough to go good on the hill. Which is the other option.
By Williams County over here.
Sandra would have loved this too.
Sandra like rides?
Yeah.
There's some good sized ones there.
Yeah, there are.
Got one.
Well, they call for 3 meters by midnight.
Yeah. Then by,
Which
what
way
did
did-
I see, Sunday?
4,
Or Saturday, Sunday?
4 to 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Southwest, well, it's going southwest 30 and just staying at southwest 30. With gusts into the mid 40s according to Whitney. And snow.
That's good. Well, Craig and Eric are on.
Plow? The plow guy decided to take off for the weekend.
I don't think it should be allowed.
Give you a big slope. Maybe give you a bigger track than here.
Yeah, probably.
You can run in.
All the
So there's
houses
5
are
more.
away.
Got up the pole, right?
2610.
Me.
LX.
I think you're doing the rest of the
Next
driving today.
Yeah, they're much better than the Coyote. I have a customer who's got a Coyote and I store it.
Well, my last Kubota, which was just a small one, it was a B series. I bought it in 2003 when Kim and I got married. And when I sold my house out in the country, I was being sold to my brother-in-law. He's still using it. 20 years old.
yeah.
All he's done is an ignition coil and regular maintenance and a couple belts. Like, how do you go wrong, right? They're well so well known, they just keep running.
I got 4 of them. I got this 105 horse. I got a articulating
Okay, yeah.
one. That's pretty nice for the cab.
Oh, yeah.
R series. It's an older one, but yeah. And that has a wing plate on it too.
Well, Brady's got a 4500 series. Bob just got the 3300 series. Just got it early.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Not a bigger one, did he?
Yeah.
He was too big for the other one.
Yeah, he was. And he's got big stuff. Scott's looking at him now. He wants to come look at mine. Because he's got a couple old masses that are 50 plus years old, right?
They got a, I think a 57 horse. That's an LX. We got a 47. We got a 70. I think that one, one's got a full cab. And then I got a cab closure on the other one. I heard his cab was big.
No, I went to the LX just as very simple. They take, threads the ends in and I adjust it, yeah. She says, yeah, she said, did they have cotter pins on it? I said, yeah, that's when I had it. I said, I put the other style clip on it when I put it back on, you know that. She said, yeah, they don't come with the cotter pins chafing off. Just the way they sit on it. Little cotter pins, right?
It'll be calmer going back in. I'll let you know.
Yeah, it will be.
We're going to let you drive.
She does have her license.
About a gallon of hand cleaner too. Or sanitizer.
Oh, did you?
It's coming up.
On the BBC song?
You know what it is? You want to work Fred.
Fred?
Okay, the captain seems confident that you will be able to make it up outside in 3 to 4. By the time we arrive, we will see. They are going towards 16 for a seaway inspection. Okay. Call us when you're made up, then.
Fred's on the BBC
Right here,
song.
there now.
Will they tell him wait for...
Wait for you.
If not, I'm waiting outside. I'm not going to get
Who's
around.
Bridge 21 going up now for?
For Jackman coming out.
Maybe not, I guess.
Yeah, you got that tug at 1900 and then that other one at 2230. You got the Happy River coming up in the BBC song.
He's just maybe a little bit west of Colborne Point now. So hauled in.
Yeah,
Quite a while ago.
I gotta wait for that jack to show me out clear, but I want to see what the heck that next one's doing, because I'm not tying up with this one.
Oh, you got a long flight today. Look at that, huh?
Oh no, they're nice, these little ones.
I know.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good trip.
I guess it could be worse. It could be all freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or snowing, the sun's in.
Let me know if we need to come more report, guys. Well, this is where we need you over here.
Are you gonna stop them?
Yep, as soon as he goes to climb up, I'm going to turn it off.
Hang on here. Christmas time or Amazon?
Black Friday.
Not Black Friday. It is.
Yours is Black Friday. It wasn't too bad. Jim, what's going on? Was she rolling a lot?
Look what you're dealing with. Any times? No, I didn't. You got time? You got time? The radio and the throttles are in your hands.
Making a turn. We're doing the keeping final dredging operations this week, and we're just keeping the area. Just getting back to like that now.
We know, big fella. And the birds are going to get in behind us.
Try to get one more cut on that Happy River Lock 1. They will be close to when they start to lock it. Let us know when they start. Happy River be raising on the turn.
You made it.
Yeah.
Is he in his glory or what?
It's good, I guess.
No, I say, is he in his glory?
I think so.
I don't think you are, but I'm worried about wondering for him.
Happy River is 2
She would have killed me if I hadn't brought her along.
Yeah.
I came down by myself in July, and she was just right pissed. I'm like, okay.
Thanks, thanks, thanks.
terrified trying to film without dropping my phone.
Yeah, everybody wants to do it for free, right?
Oh yeah. You gotta drive there. They don't do as many weddings and stuff anymore. They did do a
You
lot.
should probably park.
I think you're doing pretty good. No, did you call the bridge? Tell them to go up? You were supposed to do that.
Looks like it's got about
Head right for the bridge.
Right, until we fully rate.
Go to the right of that one.
Yep. Oh, I see the city's working on the dock.
Yeah, I see that. They're gonna get them all together. Take them over right now.
Yeah.
First on the timelines will kick on when there's about 14 minutes left in the film.
Get the train down today. Section. Yeah.
Behind the black boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. Like, just riding shippers.
It's a long way up.
Yeah.
So just pull these back a little bit more.
Both of them, or?
Yep, just together. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
She's going to be a ship captain.
How'd you get it in there?
I'll dig it in.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That's part of the
Another
adventure.
Another one, another container.
How much are they worth now?
Containers? Well, I put an ad up for containers, like the people want to rent them. I got all those last night.
Holy shit.
Between my cars, oh, not
To
from
buy
here,
a container or rent it?
to rent, and then my car storage too, right? Go ahead.
I got one 10 years ago for $1,800. I doubt I'd get it now for $1,800.
No, they're five grand. They're 4,300 I paid. One per use, one use, and that's low. I was paying 48.
To rent it or to buy it?
But
That delivered too?
no, most there's 500 gone on. Depends if I get one or two.
It smells like old. Ready to go?
Sit, Indy, sit. Good dog.